I want you to see now the actual lawsuit, because this is where we're going to see Dave Ramsey's true colors, and I mean this as an individual. Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Ryan Becker, and I make videos where I discuss things that I find absurd in religion, culture, and society. So if you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button, check out links to the other content I do as well, and as always, links to everything referenced in this video, as well as other ways to connect, are all down in the description. So check out Discord, check out merchandise, and join the Absurdity family if you want to support what I'm doing and throw a few dollars my way for bonus content, ad-free episodes of podcasts, etc. So without further ado, let's get into it. So, Dave Ramsey, financial guru, all over Christianity over the last decade or so, as more and more people are finding their way to debt freedom. Now, Dave Ramsey has been a tremendous help to a lot of people, and I am not here to take away from that, to diminish that, or devalue that in any way, shape, or form. I know a lot of people have come down on him for being so kind of rough or so angry with a lot of people and so blunt with a lot of the listeners that tune into his show or that call into his show. And if you go to his channel, if you go check out any of Dave Ramsey's video content, you'll see him go on rants, or you'll see him almost yelling at some of his listeners. But I can kind of see where he's coming from with a lot of that, because when someone is in that kind of state of denial about their own debt or about their own financial realities, the way that he talks often serves as a way to wake people up to just how desperate their situation might be. So I don't want to, take away from that. I don't want to say that that's, the totally wrong way to do it. But I've always had kind of an issue with it because, well, it seems odd to charge as much as he does to get people out of debt when it's likely that those very people don't have a lot of spare change to drop on his programming. Now, he has changed to a subscription model within recent years, like everyone is doing, and that has made things a little bit more affordable for a lot of people, especially as the holidays are rolling around. But for the most part, I've always had some struggles with this or some issues with it, and it seems like his whole business strategy was to go through churches in order to get people to sign up for this. And the reason that I had an issue with it is because there's a lot of things that he talks about that you can just find on your own, whether it's the snowball method or the avalanche method, whatever way that you want to tackle your debt and gain financial freedom. You can find those tips online for free without really needing anything, that you would need to buy from him. So it always kind of just made me a little uncomfortable to see that, especially within Christianity. But the other half of Dave Ramsey is that he is great for teaching you how to get out of debt, but he doesn't really do a whole lot in the realm of actually making money or increasing your net worth. And so it seems like he's only focused on that half of the conversation, which for many people is all they need. And I don't, that's fine. The problem is that when you demonize things like credit cards, all the way, which some people have no self-control, that's fine. I get it. Once again, it just seems like when you demonize them, you're actually hurting people's ability to either save money through cash back deals and responsible spending, because once they've gotten to a place of financial freedom and they've cut up the credit cards or what have you, they may actually be responsible enough now to use those things well and to actually begin to increase their net worth and start making wise investments or whatever. And so it seems like it really only teaches half of what someone really needs in order not just to get out of debt, but to get financial freedom. But here's the problem. Dave Ramsey, this year throughout the entire pandemic, has been known as someone who's very anti-mask, someone who is very, very against this totalitarian way of doing things regarding mask mandates and things like that, shutdowns, all that good stuff. I'm not here to talk about whether or not he should or should not be anti-mask. Like that's not why I'm here. In fact, for me, COVID symptoms started today, started just a few hours before I'm recording this video. So you may not see a video from me for a while as I get to battle with this myself. However, my issue with this is that this whole ordeal with him being against mask mandates and against COVID guidelines all around seem to have shown his true colors. So we're going to look at an article from the Religion News Service where we are going to talk about Ramsey going into a lawsuit with the Gaylord Palms Resort in Orlando, Florida, where I happen to be from. But I want to give some background here and kind of understand what's going on with Ramsey Solutions, his company based out of Nashville, Tennessee. So since March, Ramsey Solutions has had about 100 cases of COVID-19 among its employees, according to a recording of a mid-November staff call obtained by Religion News Service. Among that number were about 50 cases in mid-November. Ramsey Solutions Executive Director of Human Resources Armando Lopez told staff on the November 13 call. So 50 cases in mid-November. As we scroll through this article, and this is like the actual article itself, I didn't copy and paste this. But listen to this. The Human Resources Director also said he feared the numbers were actually higher, admitting the company lacked an accurate system for tracking COVID cases. Despite the number of positive cases, Lopez told staff in November there were no plans to allow remote working. The company allowed staff to work from home during the initial weeks of the pandemic, but has required them to return to company headquarters since May. Lopez said Ramsey Solutions leadership has decided it was not a work-from-home employer. Can we be a work-from-home employer for a short period of time? He said on the November 13 call. We have proven for 5 weeks it works. Can we? Yes. Are we? No. So issue number one here already is that they don't really seem interested in the safety and well-being of their employees. Over 50 cases, fearing there is more active cases right now, and they are denying everyone from being able to work from home and protect themselves. Okay, so already there's this attitude that seems to not want to protect their workers, look out for them, even though they have already admitted to being able to operate just fine by working from home. I want you to see now this kind of a manipulation that happens. So they followed up with a newsletter to this call, kind of explaining further their reasoning. It says, we know that many of you have felt pressure from family and friends, some of whom think you are weird for still going into work. Fortunately, we work in a place that is used to being called weird, the newsletter continued, then highlighted Ramsey Solutions' countercultural approach to business. And now listen, and now we are weird for following common sense and using logic in providing for our families and our customers. This is what's kind of scary to me here is this kind of emotional manipulation to say like, yeah, your friends and family may be concerned and say it's weird that you're going into work with all of this going on, but don't listen to them. We're always weird. We're different. We're peculiar. You know, it's owning that to try and spin this narrative that's kind of the intended consequence of working for Ramsey Solutions. And that just seems heinous to me. But listen, like it gets so much worse. During the mid-November call with staff, Lopez said company leaders were not able to keep up with requests for exemptions to work from home, and employees were the best people to judge what is the right thing to do for their health. Some might decide they need to choose to quit their jobs. That's right, Ramsey Solutions would rather have you quit your job than work from home, which they've already proven is something that can be done. They would rather have you work from home. I mean, rather quit your job than have you work from home. We know we are going to lose some people through this. It is harsh and hard for me to say this. Well, at least they admit something. I want you to see now the actual lawsuit, because this is where we're going to see Dave Ramsey's true colors. And I mean this as an individual, which means that this is now going to be embedded in the culture of his own company that he runs. So the company has also continued to hold large events during the pandemic, including its Entree Leadership Summit in July. That event was scheduled to be held at the Gaylord Palms Resort and Convention Center in Kissimmee, Florida, near Orlando. But Ramsey moved the event to its Franklin offices after the Gaylord informed the company of significant COVID-19 restrictions, including mask checks, according to a lawsuit filed by Ramsey Solutions. So Ramsey Solutions is suing the Gaylord Hotel for the summit was one of a series of high-end experiences put on by Ramsey, attracting thousands of business owners and other attendees, each of whom spends between $5,000 and $15,000 to attend, inclusive of hotel. COVID-19 restrictions at the hotel, which included no buffets or other self-service food, along with limited use of the pool and other amenities, made having the conference there untenable, Ramsey Solutions stated in the complaint. In court documents, Ramsey Solutions claimed the change of venue cost the company $10 million in lost revenue. During a July staff meeting after the summit, Ramsey accused the hotel's leadership of breaking their word to him and the company. The mask requirement in particular irked Ramsey. He ridiculed the idea that hotel staff would enforce a mask requirement on guests. As you guys are well aware, we don't require masks if someone wants to wear a mask. We don't mind, according to a recording of the meeting obtained by Religion News Service. Everybody gets to choose what you want to do. This is America, a voluntary thing. You choose what you want to do. Here it is, but we're not going to have someone pay $10,000 for a ticket to have some $8 an hour twerp at Marriott giving him a hard time about wearing a mask. Some $8 an hour twerp. Dave Ramsey's entire business was built off of selling his product to those $8 an hour twerps that were struggling, that were hurting financially and needed help. And what he has just shown is that he believes he is better than any of them. And not only that, that he believes those people that are paying more are also better. That he shouldn't be told by some lowly person making $8 an hour, let alone we don't need to talk about fair wages here. Just that arrogance that comes with labeling people this way. Like, this is the exact audience that has made his empire. Those $8 an hour twerps. And in some cases, like even richer people and people who make a lot more money, those people also contributed to growing his company through purchasing his product and purchasing his Financial Peace University package and all of that. It's not just them, but this idea that he would even claim this title on anyone within Christianity, and speaking as a Christian to a mostly Christian audience base and market base, just seems so despicable to me. Because now all those blunt, yelling kind of rants that he goes on his show, where he tells someone that they're being stupid, or they need to finally let reality sink in, and they need to cut up those credit cards, and they need to wake up. Now, that's not just him being blunt. That's him actually treating someone with contempt and disdain. That's years of resentment from likely hearing the same, similar stories over and over again being built up, but then also believing that, you're better than someone else because you make more than them. While yes, your value as far as monetary concern, as far as money is concerned, your value may be slightly higher, but that doesn't mean your value as a person is. And if you are a Christian, then you already believe that everyone is equal. Whether you look at it through the eyes of creation or through sin or through salvation, right? Within broader Christianity, I consider those 3 out of 4. There's a 4th one that I consider within my own denomination, but those are the 3 great equalizers within Christianity that say everyone is on a level playing field, that everyone is on the same page. And here you have someone who is considered a leader within Christianity in the financial realm, and someone who has helped thousands and thousands of people, who now has shown that he doesn't actually care about them. And if anything, that he sees them as an obstacle or as someone who annoys him or annoys his rich business people. This is an issue. So many Christians and so many people are desperate for financial help. And there are amazing free and affordable resources out there, and I will link to some channels and some helpful resources for you to check out as well. I don't think it's right for someone in this position to continue to prey on people who desperately need financial help when he looks down on them so much. Dave Ramsey has shown his true colors. And I hope that if you are in a position of needing financial freedom, and I was in that position too, I'm currently in that position of trying to undo the financial mistakes that I made in my early 20s, and I'm trying to claw my way out of some of that debt and some of those issues that I caused for myself. You can find all of those principles for free elsewhere, and you can walk through those together. Now, if you are someone who's benefited from Financial Peace University, I don't want to take that away from you. I'm glad that you have. I'm glad that you've done the debt-free scream. I'm glad that you have found financial peace and freedom, and more power to you. But to Dave Ramsey, I would call on you to apologize and to humble yourself a little bit, or a lot if necessary, in order to see these people as equals, because they are equal to you, no matter how much money they make or how much money you make. As we move forward through trying to find financial freedom, especially in light of the pandemic, I urge you to take advantage of some of the free resources that exist. And no, I'm not going to profit off of any of them, but check out the links in the description. So thank you guys so much for watching. As always, make sure you hit that subscribe button, check out all of my social media, and check out links to the other content I do as well. And I just appreciate you guys so much. Every watch, every view, every comment matters because it helps me grow this channel. So thank you guys so much. And assuming that I can get a quick recovery and a quick deal, dealing with this COVID stuff, I'll be back soon with more videos for you. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.